Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to My RP Life. I am your host, Juan, and today I have a special guest on, a good friend, and I can also say that she is also my best friend, and I consider her as family. And she is Tricia, aka the Foxy Lady. And before I get into it, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter. You can also join my Facebook group, My RP Life Family and Friends. If you want to join that, I deeply appreciate all the love and support if you subscribe. And also subscribe to me on Spotify, Apple Pod, and Google Podcast, just to name a few. And if you would like, leave a comment or a voice clip, and I'll get back to y'all guys as soon as possible. So ladies and gentlemen, this is my good friend, my best friend, Tricia, Foxy Lady. How you doing, Foxy?
I'm doing very well. Thank you, Juan.
I'm happy that you're here, my sister, and I want your voice to be heard and to let everyone know, how you went from sighted to visually impaired and partially blind. And I created this platform for women like you to let your voice be heard. So please let the audience know, like how you lost your sight, and just excuse me, like just everything about you, girl. So let them hear it.
Okay, well, I was born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma. My journey with sight loss began about 14 years ago when I was diagnosed with a benign brain tumor that was on my pituitary gland.
Right.
I had to have 2 surgeries at Parkland Hospital in Dallas to have them removed.
Wow.
When I went to see a neurosurgeon in Sherman, where I live, they told me that they did not feel comfortable with something that complicated. So they referred me to Dallas. Very frightening words.
Right.
But I had 2 sphenoidal surgeries, which is where they go up through your sinuses and into your brain.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot remove the entire tumor the first time around because they could not reach it all. So 4 months later, they went back in and did a second surgery to remove the remaining tissue when the tumor had dropped down, and they were able to reach it by going up through my sinuses the second time.
So they had to.
When I woke up from the first brain tumor, it was compressing against my optic nerves.
Oh.
And I was beginning to lose a little bit of peripheral vision prior to the surgery.
Right.
And when I woke up, I couldn't see anything out of my left eye at all. And I had some tunnel vision out of my right eye.
Right. So they had to drill through your nasal cavity to get to the tumor?
They can, if you touch your front teeth and go all the way up to your gum line, they cut you open there and go up into your sinus cavities and down through your brain to the back of your head. There's a YouTube video actually that I watched that shows how that procedure is done. And I'm certainly glad that I did not watch that before I had those surgeries done. It kind of made me sick to my stomach watching it many years later.
I bet, because that's a big operation, you know. Can you repeat what was Can you repeat what was the name of the condition again that you had, because your voice broke up a tiny bit?
Yeah, it's a benign prolactin producing pituitary macroadenoma.
Okay, thank you, because
Was the type of two, that I had.
Okay, it's because your voice cut in and out for a second. That's why.
Your pituitary gland is located towards the back of your head, and it is underneath where your optic nerves crisscross at the back of your brain. That is called the optic chiasm. Therefore, it damaged both of my optic nerves. And of course, you know that nerve damage is irreversible.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
They don't have any way, to regenerate nerves.
Right.
So,
hopefully with gene therapy and stuff like that, maybe they can fix optic nerve damage also. But that's a long ways ahead.
Yeah. There's new technologies that come out all the time. We're lucky to live in the day and age where they have that kind of technology and knowledge that they have now.
Right.
When I first lost my vision, they gave me a referral to a low vision doctor and pretty much sent me home and said, have a nice life.
Wow, really?
The low vision doctor that I saw showed me a bunch of fancy equipment that was great and wonderful, but no insurance company on the planet will fix that.
Yeah, it's too expensive. Yep.
And so I muddled around for about 4 or 5 years, just trying to make the best of it and figure out how to do what I needed to do. I had no orientation and mobility training. I had no technology training. I had a flip phone, and how I knew who was calling was I assigned a song for a ringtone.
Wow.
Otherwise, it was just like back in the old days when you pick up the phone and you don't know who's calling.
Right.
So, I was not able to use a computer. I had never even been on the internet until after I lost my sight. I didn't have a computer at home, and where I worked, we were not allowed to use the internet unless we had to go to a website to convert foreign money to U.S. money. That was the only website we were allowed to access, and they monitored every keystroke you make.
Yeah, companies do that. They monitor all the stuff, all the activities that you're doing on the internet when you're at your job and stuff. I had a question for you.
Very strict about that.
Yeah, I had a question for you, but I totally forgot what it was. What was it? So now that are you like slowly teaching yourself as you go along with like technology stuff, since you don't have like Did you ever get O&M training and stuff like that, or?
I did find by myself.
Mm-hmm.
I found out about at the time it was called Developmental and Rehabilitative Services.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now the Texas Workforce Commission Division for Blind Services.
Right.
About 10 years ago, they gave me a computer with JAWS.
Oh, that's good.
JAWS training, I got O&M training, and I attended a seminar type thing that was 5 days, and they took us to the mall and blindfolded us.
Mm-hmm.
They took us to a supermarket and made us find our way around there. We had a class about insurance. We had a self-defense class. And we, just different things that we needed to learn.
Right. So you learned.
And that was about it. After they're done with that, they just kind of let throw you in the water and let you sink or swim.
Yeah. So they even taught you how to fight, girl?
We had a 1-hour self-defense class, which was very amusing.
Oh, okay.
I had a blast. That was probably the best thing they did as far as I was concerned. But the instructor was meant to show you what to do if someone comes up from behind you,
right,
and tries to drag you away. So they taught us how to defend ourselves from that.
Right.
So it was basically not a full self-defense class, just showing you, what the best way is if someone, tries to grab you and drag you off, what you can do and what you should do.
Right. But that's good. At least you got that training and you know more or less on how to do things in life, You didn't sit back and do anything, when it came to...
Oh, yeah, no, I was very determined, to figuring out how to do things. And, of course, I had never personally met another blind person or visually impaired person. So I had no idea where to start. My stepdad got really sick about a year after I was diagnosed and had the surgeries. And he had a heart attack and kidney failure at the same time.
Oh wait, you got to say that part again because you broke up.
My stepdad, about a year after I got diagnosed, had kidney failure and a heart attack at the same time.
Wow.
So since I was not working, I was staying home. I was doing, I was cooking, I was cleaning, I was helping to take care of him. And just, trying to do my part around the house and keep things going, while my mom was at work and he was sick. And he eventually, he died in 2011.
Sorry to hear that.
He put up a good fight. He was just, there were so many different things wrong with him, and he was just tired of the dialysis, tired of feeling in bed all the time, and, he got to where he couldn't walk very well, and that would frustrate him immensely. That he couldn't get out and even putter around with the cars or in the garage, things like that.
Yeah, because he's so independent. And he's used to doing those things.
I totally understand.
Yeah.
You know, so we really bonded over that part of it. You know, how hard it is to go from just getting up and doing what you want to do to, oh, guess what? No, that's not going to happen.
Right. Yeah. And my thing is, I was going to ask you, after your operation, right, did like the healing process and like your motivation skills, was it still normal, or like did you have to like learn things again, because that's like a brain operation? So like, was it difficult?
I spent I came home with a walker because they kept me in ICU, and they would not let you get up out of the bed for anything.
Right.
Okay, so after being immobilized in bed for 6 days, you know, I was pretty wobbly on my feet. You know, it didn't affect any motor skills or anything like that. You know, I was just really, really weak.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so I had to, you know, went home with a walker so I could steady myself and get up and get out of bed, and slowly I got better, yeah, within a few days.
And it didn't affect any of like your speech or anything, right? After the fact of the operation?
No.
Okay.
There was a lady across the hall from me the night before. They were teaching her ABCs. And it scared me half to death.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Like, what? And so when my neurosurgeon came in to check on me for the last time, I looked up at him and I was like, I just need to ask you one thing. And he asked me, well, what is it? And I said, that lady across the hall, that's not going to be me when I wake up, right? And he's like, no. He said that she had a traumatic brain injury, and they were over there teaching her ABCs.
Yeah.
Basically, the only thing that, you know, when I woke up, the first time I had 8 IV lines in me.
Wow, 8?
I had nasal stents holding my nasal passages open so that everything could drain.
Wow.
When I had the second one, I got smart and I said, okay, I want a kick line, which is where they put it through a main artery, and they can draw blood, they can give, they can give IVs, medications, and everything through the PICC line. So I didn't have to be a pincushion the second time around, because all of the 8 IVs that I originally had, the veins collapsed.
Wow.
And they had to keep retrying to get an IV.
Wow.
They even tried to put an IV in the top of my foot. Oh, no, never again. No way.
Yeah, I think that's more painful than the stuff on your arms.
Oh, most definitely. I seriously wanted to kick that lady in the face. And I'm not a violent person. I'm not.
Yeah.
But she's like, she kept telling me, be still. Be still. And I thought, lady, okay, take your shoes off, put your foot up here, hand me the needle, and let the blind lady stick you and see how still you are.
Yeah, exactly, right? Shoot. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. Like, have them stick me in the foot, because I heard that hurts a lot compared to anything in the arms, you know?
Okay, well, I had IVs in my feet, and one on each foot, one on the inside of each calf, and two in each arm.
Wow, girl, you should. Yeah, they would. They would treat you like a pincushion right there. Like, wow.
Oh, I was bruised from head to toe.
Shoot.
After that surgery.
Wow. What's the other question that I had for you? I'm catching brain farts over here because I'm listening to you speak, girl, and I'm like, wow, like the operation and everything else. I'm like,
it was pretty crazy. One of the neurosurgeons that assisted my doctor was a female, very, very nice lady, and she came in the room, and my 12-year-old son was sitting on the side of my bed, holding my dinner plate, and he was feeding me with a spoon.
aww, wow.
And, you know, she walked over to me after they were gone, and she said, you know, I've been doing this for a while now. And she said, I've seen adults that are too scared to approach someone, you know, much less sit on the bed and hand feed them. And she said, that boy's going to make something out of himself one day.
Yeah.
And I was just smiling, and I'm thinking, I'm getting a compliment on my kid from a brain surgeon.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to also talk to you about, your son. Like, how old is he now?
He is 25. He'll be 26 this summer.
Do you feel good to talk about what he does?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, girl, I want you to say it, girl.
How much time do you have?
We could be here all day. Go ahead, talk about your son.
My baby is a mixed martial arts fighter. He has been doing some form of martial arts for 20 years.
Right.
He started in karate. He has done karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, judo, 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu, I think he's done a little bit of Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
As well.
Yeah.
So he's got quite a bit of different types and styles of martial arts under his belt. Yeah. He has had, I want to say, 4 amateur fights. And he's fixing to have his 5th and very last one on April 9th in my hometown of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it's going to be aired on national television.
That's
I
right.
just found out this morning, not only is it going to be aired on the UFC Fight Pass, it's also going to be aired on the Fox network.
Oh.
I'm not sure if it's going to be the Fox Sports Sports Network or just regular Fox or what yet, but yeah.
And it might
Fox has picked up. There could not be a more perfectly named news outlet to pick that up.
Right. Exactly, yeah. I'm happy for you, girl. I'm mad happy for you. And then the thing
I
is
will
too.
be the one you guys hearing me in the background, making a complete fool of himself. Yep, that'll be me.
Yeah. As mama gonna be yelling for her son, you know? Hey.
Yeah, when you hear someone yelling, hit him! Hit him! That's me.
Hey, yeah. That's awesome, Tricia, man. Like, wow, you know. I guess that's...
I couldn't be more proud of him. He has had such a passion for martial arts since he started taking it when he was young. I took him out when I had the surgeries. He was out of martial arts classes for about a year.
Right.
And he started doing sparring in his friends' backyards.
Wow.
So I was like, nope, time to go back to class. And he's been very lucky. He's had some amazing instructors over the years. Mad props to Mr. Gorell, Coach West, and everybody else who's had anything to do with helping him.
Right, yes, definitely. That's getting him prepared for when he steps into that ring to go and kick some, you know what, you know?
Oh yeah, he got to train and meet a UFC fighter the other day.
Oh, that's cool.
They came to his gym and he worked with Philip a little bit and gave him some pointers. Philip got to take his picture. And my son is about 5'11", and he's fighting in the weight class at 135 pounds.
Oh, okay.
This guy was about 280 and well over 6 foot tall. My son looks like a midget next to him.
Wow. Wow. And
he looks so little in that picture.
So he trained with that 200-pound dude?
Oh, yes.
That's good, because since your son is a lightweight, you know, and shorter, it'll even sharpen up his skills even more going against someone who's heavier, taller than him, you know? So that's also a good thing, because it prepares him.
Well, if you've ever listened to any of the UFC fights, Bellator fights, any of the ones that air like the cage, you know, mixed martial arts fighting.
Right.
They give statistics at the very beginning, you know, and it tells each person's height, weight, you know, and all of that. And it also tells you, like, this person has a 4-inch reach on his opponent.
Right.
Meaning his arms are 4 inches longer.
Right.
You know, so when you've got someone that's got a large reach on you, it's hard to get inside that.
Yeah.
You know, because they're just, you know, swatting you away pretty much.
Yep.
You know, every time you try to go in. So learning how to get inside that reach, you know, make the best of it is very important.
Right. Yeah, because if the person has more of a reach on you, it's going to be harder to get inside and do what you got to do to, like, take them out or hit them with a good punch, you know? So if he's training by someone who's way taller and has a way longer reach, that person is going to train him to learn how to get inside and in between a person who has those types of skills with that reach, you know? So that's a good thing too. He's learning all that.
Yeah, one the guy that he went to school with also does martial arts, and he trains at the same gym.
Right.
he's quite a bit taller than Philip, and he's got a several inch reach on him. So they trained together since they were in middle school, probably.
So they grew up together.
Yeah, he's a good person for Philip to train with, like I said, because he's taller. He's about in the same weight class, but he's got to reach on Philip because he's taller.
Yeah, because his arms are longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has to, like, your son would have to...
Yeah, he's taller, he's lankier, he's just built differently.
Right, and your son has to learn how to work and get into the in-between all of that to defend himself and to try and take a person like that down, you know? So since he's already in different types of mixed martial arts, all those other points help him also with grappling and bringing down to the floor to get him to either submit or to just destroy someone's face. Believe me.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the jiu-jitsu is very similar to a lot of wrestling in some ways, except they also practice like arm locks, leg locks, you know, where if you twist that any further, you're going to snap their foot.
Yeah, exactly. Right, yep. I've seen plenty of UFC fights to know all of those things.
Oh, yeah, some of those can be brutal, and I've been asked this question as many times as I have been to one of his events. How can I stand to sit there and watch someone, you know, hit and kick and choke and everything else, you know, my kid?
Right.
Well, here's my answer, and it's the same every single time. His passion and his love and motivation is martial arts.
Right.
And he's aware that he can be hurt, and I'm aware of that.
That's the whole point. That's the whole
and
point.
Regardless of that, yeah.
That's the whole point.
Regardless of that fact, I'm still going to be his #1 fan. I'm going to stand here and I'm going to support him no matter what.
That's right, Mama.
The outcome.
That's right. You hear me?
I paid for too many martial arts lessons not to.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta cheer on your son and all of that stuff, you know?
I also did when he played football. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because you all that costs money. You know? Especially if you're getting him trained to be at the level he's at right now, you know?
Oh yeah. And it's not just the classes themselves. There's a lot more that goes into that people don't realize. And, you know, he's got to have a certain type of clothing. Okay, so that you don't get mat burns all over yourself rolling around on the mat doing jiu-jitsu. Right now he's having to do a weight cut for his fight, so he has to prepare certain types of foods, you know, completely change his diet. You know, he's got to have gloves and mouthpieces and pads, you know, I mean, all this stuff, and that all adds up.
Right. Yeah, that does all that.
You know, he's got martial arts gloves. He's got 2 different sets of boxing gloves because they're different weights. I think one's a 16 ounce and one's a 12 ounce. You know, you also have to wrap your hands. So he's got hand wraps. He's got mouthpieces. He's got gauze, Band-Aids. ace bandages, heating pads, ice packs.
And that's all for him also during the fight. You know, he needs all of that, because if he gets a cut or he gets like swollen somewhere, he needs those heating pads and stuff like that. You know, because he's gonna go through a lot.
Okay. Yes, I'm very well versed. I'm very well versed in that. 15 minutes ice, 15 minutes heat. 15 minutes ice, 15 minutes heat.
Right. Wow, Mama. You're something else, girl. You're awesome. You know that?
Thank you. I appreciate that very much, Juan.
And I know you been through a lot more than what you just said in your life, and you know, I'm honored to like have a friend like you and call you my sister, and just I'm gonna start getting emotional over here, so let me slow down. But yeah.
Well, I'm honored too, Juan, very much, and to you and everyone of the administrative team in Coffee Drinking Talkies. You guys are all like family to me. You know, huge shout out to all of you guys.
Shout out to the admin team. For those of you who don't know, Tricia and I are a part of the Coffee Drinking Talkies on WhatsApp. So Tricia's an admin, I'm an admin, my beautiful Diva Deb is an admin. We also have the two head admins who run the group. That is Champ Victor, who would be here on my podcast soon in a few days, and also his fiance Evelyn, who's the head admin of that wonderful group. And if you guys want to go on Facebook and check out Coffee Drinking Talkies Facebook group, go check them out there. And if you would like to join, you can also join, because we're the head admins, all 8 of us. I mean, all 5 of us. Oh yeah, and shout out to one of the new admins, Nikki. What else was I gonna say?
And we also have a messenger group under Coffee Drinking Talkies.
Right, yes, we also have a messenger group called Coffee Drinking Talkies also, and we're all admins there too, you know. And if you guys would like to join that, just go through Facebook first and look for that group that we're a part of. Tricia, my sister, it was an honor to have you on the show and to tell your stories about, you know, what you went through in your life with your brain operation and tumor removal, and sharing this part of your life. And I want to have you back again, you know, whenever you're ready to just, you know, shoot the breeze and have fun, you know.
Well, we're going to have a whole nother podcast, Juan, because removing that tumor, they also had to remove my pituitary gland completely. And for those of you who don't know, the pituitary gland is called the master gland because it controls almost every hormone in your body.
So, girl, let's go.
And when you're
keep on talking.
When your pituitary gland doesn't work,
right,
it messes up all kinds of things in your body, things you didn't even know existed.
Right, because you don't have adrenaline and stuff like that, right?
Nope, I have adrenal insufficiency.
Yeah.
My thyroid does not work. I have diabetes insipidus, which is not the same kind of diabetes like what Diva Deb has. Diabetes insipidus is controlled by your anti-diuretic hormone, which is what tells your body to retain fluid. So without medication, everything that I drink just goes straight through me. I don't retain any kind of fluid, and you can get dehydrated very easily.
Right. What was that? Say that again.
Also, a potassium level, it affects your ability to tolerate heat and cold. It affects your metabolism. I am steroid dependent for the rest of my life. When I was first put on steroids, I gained 83 pounds. I am 5'3", people.
Yeah.
And I gained 14 pounds when I was pregnant.
Wow.
14.
Wow.
That's all I gained.
Wow.
I was 53 pounds heavier with the steroids than I was from being pregnant.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I almost freaked completely out in the middle of my doctor's office when they told me what I weighed. I mean, obviously I knew I gained weight, but to hear that number, I was like, nope.
Wow.
And so it's been a long journey, but my weight fluctuates between 120 and 140. Depending on how much steroids I have to take. If I get sick, like a cold, stomach virus, anything like that, I have to take extra for my body to be able to deal with it.
Yeah.
If I have an extremely stressful situation I'm dealing with, I have to take extra for my body to deal with it.
Yeah, because I remember times. I remember times when you were feeling sick and you didn't have any energy hardly.
Yeah, and it affects your energy levels. It affects almost everything in your body.
Right. Because there are days where I hear your voice on the group and you're all hyper and you're happy and you got this energy when you're coming in. And then there are days like when you're like, hey, what's up, y'all? And it's me, Foxy Lady. And I'm like, she don't got the energy today.
Yeah. That's the way it goes. It's one of those diseases that if you saw me, you would have no idea. But there's days that you're just so tired you feel like you could sleep for 48 hours.
Right.
Some days are better than others. Some days it doesn't affect me that much. And other days I'm just like, am I getting old or, what is going on? Because I can't keep up like I used to. But I've learned over the years, how far I can push myself.
Right. There's those days where you're feeling like that sick. It's like you just need to get rest and take care of yourself and, use a little bit more meds than you usually use and stuff.
Yes, exactly. And Addison's disease or adrenal insufficiency, it affects everyone a little bit differently. And I do feel very fortunate. I'm in several groups just for that.
Okay.
And hearing some of the stories of what the other people go through, helps me to get up on a daily basis, and realize, what, I might not feel my greatest, but it's not the end of the world.
Right.
So, that does help me somewhat to realize, oh, hey, I don't feel as bad as this person does, so I guess I'm doing okay.
Right. Just keep pushing on and taking care of yourself.
Yeah, and I had my half-sister, who was 4 years younger than me, ended up with the same type of brain tumor that I have.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Have.
Yeah.
Yeah, have. Not had. I still have it. It's growing back.
Right.
But they did the same type of surgery on her. And they sent her home from the hospital. She got a blood clot that ended up going to her brain, and it killed her.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. Wow.
So, honestly, every single day that I wake up,
right,
and I'm able to walk and talk and breathe is a gift to me.
Yeah.
Even if I don't feel my greatest, I'm so happy that I'm here.
Yeah.
And I'm able to be with my family. I'm able to accomplish, most of the things I used to be able to do. It may take me a little longer than it used to, but I still do it.
Right.
I just choose not to sit down and have a pity party. I'm not going to do it. Now, when I found out that I was not going to regain any of my vision, which is what they told me at the hospital.
Right.
But when the swelling goes down, you'll be able to regain some of your vision.
Right.
Well, I had a 36-year-old ophthalmologist cry when he had to tell me that I wasn't going to get any of my vision back.
Wow.
I sat there, I bawled, my mom bawled, my brother was practically crying. But my 13-year-old son sat there with the most stoic look on his face. He didn't cry, he didn't flinch, he didn't react. And I asked him later, honey, are you okay? And he said, yes. And I said, are you sure? You didn't really even react to that news, and that kind of concerns me. And he said to me, Mom, I went in there preparing to hear that you weren't going to get any vision back. So that when I heard that, it wasn't a surprise to me.
Right.
Now, if they had said, yes, you were, I would have been happy and jumping up and down.
Right.
And he said, but I was preparing myself for the worst and hoping for the best.
Right. Your son's a strong man. And that's why he's a fighter.
Yeah. He is very strong, emotionally, physically. He's been through a lot. We have a much stronger bond and relationship than most mothers and sons, partly because of what I've been through. And he's been right along there with me through the whole entire journey.
Yeah.
Even to this day, every year I have to have an MRI. And he goes with me every single year. He takes off work that day and he goes with me.
Right. Wow. Your son your son's something.
That's my baby brother and my mom. And without the three of them, I don't know how I would have made it through this.
When you're that close to your family, that is like the most amazing, blessed support team ever. Like, when you have your family like that close to you, especially your son, who's seen it all, what his mama goes through and in her life and stuff, it's just, I don't know, like your son and your family supporting you, it's just, to me, it's a blessing. It's just amazing, you know, because there's not a lot.
It's a blessing to me too.
There's not a lot.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of.
And
I was gonna say there's not a lot of people who has that type of support, you know.
I'm very lucky for that. My mom, my brother, my son, you know, they've been there, they've seen it all, they've heard it all. I guarantee you, my baby brother has done more research on vision loss, nerve damage, you know, all of that, than he would ever admit to anybody.
Right.
And he hears something new come out, you know, I get a phone call saying, hey, guess what? There's this new procedure out, you know, and it's helping people gain their vision. He said, it might not help you, but they're working at it, you know.
Yeah.
And he's just a type of person, and he has been so good to me. He broke. We did an elegant concert.
Say that part again.
You know, he took me to SeaWorld. Because it was a dream of mine to see an orca.
Wow.
And they are absolutely amazing. I can't even begin to describe. They look so majestic, and how that's even possible for a creature that size, it blows my mind.
Yeah, especially when you see one up close.
I could have stayed in that little place that they had where they did back then. It was the last year that they did the orca show. And I could have stayed right there in that little tent, talking to those people, and I mean, you can, it's crazy. They're so big, you can feel it. Not just hear it, you can also feel the vibration when they're coming up out of that tank.
Yeah, they're huge and they're powerful.
It's insane. Yeah, and they come up, and I was sitting there, and one of them jumps out of the water and does this little flip twist thing, and I've got my mouth wide open. And I get a mouthful of salt water. And I'm laughing. And I'm laughing as I'm spitting out the salt water. Yuck.
Right? Yeah, those things are huge. Once they jump out the water, forget about it, you know?
Yeah, and they're amazing. I was about 10 feet from an orca.
Right.
They come up on this little area that they had, you know, where they could, like, put their head up, you know, and part of their body was still in the water, this little platform.
Yeah.
And the trainer was up there giving it commands, you know, and it would nod and stuff. And I was about 10 feet from there. Yeah, that was one of the most amazing experiences ever.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he also took Metallica in concert, which was awesome. Him and I had very different tastes in music. but Metallica was something we could agree on, and I appreciate the fact that he took the time to take me there, to guide me around. I walked through the middle of a mosh pit.
Oh, snap.
Not even know what it
Wow. Wow.
Because my brother was standing directly behind me. Since I'm 5'3", he's a lot taller than I am, so he can see over me very well.
Right.
And I've got my cane, and I'm just, walking on through. and he was looking down, and he's like, "You realize you just walked through the middle of a mosh pit, right?" And I was like, "Oops, I did. I didn't even know."
Wow. I know that must have been. I know he must have been looking at you like, "Look at her go."
Actually, he was standing directly behind me, and he's probably thinking, "Oh Lord, I hope that we make it through here." Okay.
Wow.
Because my brother happens to be a little bit more protective of his visually impaired sister, so yeah, we just didn't want to start anything.
I hear you. Well, Tricia, I think we're at, let me see here, hold on, let me check my phone. Hold on. Let me turn this on. Let's see where we at. Wow. We're almost at an hour.
Has it been that long?
What was that?
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's almost an hour, girl. A few more minutes to be an hour. It's at 50. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. 57 minutes right now. In a few more. But all right. So I just want to say, Tricia, thank you for being here. Thank you for being on my podcast. And I'm gonna have, after I interview Victor, aka the Champ, and his fiance in a few days, I'm gonna most likely have I'm gonna see if I can create a hangout podcast for all of us to hang out and just shoot the breeze also and stuff. So thank you, Tricia, aka Foxy Lady, for joining me on my RP Life podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to subscribe to my RP Life and check me out on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. And my Facebook group is My RP Life Family and Friends, if you would like to join that. And thank you again, Tricia, for being here and telling your story. I enjoyed everything you said. And ladies and gentlemen, what was that, Tricia?
Thank you very much, Juan. I appreciate it. And anybody who wants to listen to my son, it'll be aired on Fox April 9th. And his name is Philip. His fight name is Filthy Philip Carroll.
That's right. So you guys go and check her son out the day of that fight, and it's gonna be on Fox and all the other places she just said, and go and check him out. I guess that's it, Tricia. So everybody, God bless. Have a blessed day wherever you at, and please don't forget to subscribe to my RP Life. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my RP Life. I am your host, Juan, and today I have a special guest on, a good friend, and I can also say that she is also my best friend. and I consider her as family. And she is Tricia, aka the Foxy Lady. And before I get into it, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter. You can also join my Facebook group, My RP Life Family and Friends, if you want to join that.